Hello YouTube, this is Ben Yessel. I'm gonna make this particular video a little shorter. There's not as much to talk about, I think, really with these games, but there is still. And this one's called What Was Wrong with the Civilization Games? Sid Meier. Civilization Games. So to be honest, I only really played Civilization 2, 3, and maybe 4. So not too many of them. So I'm really not the best person to talk about this, but yeah, I played them. And I also played Age of Empires when I was younger. Let's focus on more on Civilization. So I know Sid is a smart guy. This is not going to be a critique of Sid Meier, but in another way, kind of way it is, because he's the main guy behind this game. Talking about all these different countries, tribes, cultures in the world that are duking it out in this world, and it's a fun idea. I mean, there's been tons of games coming up with the same idea, or similar idea, or the same, just over and over and over again. I mean, I haven't played games like that for quite a while, but it's such an awesome idea. I mean, it really is. It's one of my best ideas ever. Really. I mean, if you had a game that was only selling for a few dollars, and you could pick between, I don't know, a dozen different nations fighting on some foreign world, pick from the Germans, the Russians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Nigerians, the Indians, Arabians. I'm not counting here. A few others: Mexicans, British, French, Americans. I don't know. Whatever that is, I wasn't counting. But yeah, and you had all the different kinds of current and futuristic things that they would be able to do, and all the little things of the countries. See, this is my critique, though, is it has to be those little things, right? The little things that make different countries a little bit unique. And I'll get into the facial expression thing in a bit. I have to kind of be merciful a little bit, put myself in the programmer's shoes a little bit. Okay, so the biggest thing is, we know, for instance, that Britain had a powerful navy. That was one of the big things about Britain. So I think that Sid Meier got it right with the advantages that certain nations had over others. I think that was great. What didn't quite work, it was kind of interesting when you. It's interesting when you, because the players themselves, the computer controls the different players. So yeah, what we're talking about has to do with how the different countries would use what they have in a uniquely cultural vein. And this is something, again, that the game couldn't really do a whole lot about, because the whole idea was that you could control the country or a civilization. So if you can control it, then that you are the culture. Rather, I mean, you could have something where if you were in charge of the British, well, it'd be great to be able to hear a lot of British voices, right? Um, but something about the way the government is, the military, or the level of efficiency. So, like with efficiency, the Germans should be way up there, of course. Even superior, perhaps the British, maybe. But and then, of course, by all means, have India a bit more peaceable and diplomatic. And I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. It's easy to kind of forget about sometimes what country you're playing when you're just all about what advantages that country has, right? And the technology that you can get. There's the technology trees and all that stuff. I know the strategy, all the strategies. So I don't know. I think, again, more unique voices that make the game more expensive to have voice talent and everything. But you could have slower, more efficient governments. You could have different ways different countries naturally view each other. So the French and English early on probably won't like each other very much. And, same thing with the Japanese and the Chinese. That kind of stuff. Okay, so aside from that, again, I'm not going to have this video too long. You have these facial expressions, right? These facial expressions from the Civilization games that are kind of cheesy. When you have diplomatic relations, you talk to Otto von Bismarck, and if he's happy with you, he's gonna have this big cheesy grin or something. Almost like you wonder sometimes if they're kind of the way they're looking at you, if they're kind of laughing at you or they're kind of amused or something. But it's weird to have him talk normally and have a normal expression, then all of a sudden, this kind of sudden, just like, I hate you. You see this similar kind of facial expression cheesiness, for instance, in Oblivion. And for all I remember Morrowind, Oblivion had some just most laughable, immediate changes in expression just based on what reputation is or something, something like that. I mean, that's the annals of comedy for Oblivion. So, have to call you that one, Sid. But I think some of this is so on the facial expression thing. That's just a programmer thing, maybe. But getting those subtleties for different countries is the thing, right? That is hard to do because as a player you control it rather. But there's still ways of getting those different uniquenesses in there. It's just takes a lot of thought. How are you gonna do that? Like I guess the different advantages the countries had, kind of took care of a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, like you can't. The Arabs are not going to respond in the same way as the Australians. Just two different kinds of people, or the Brazilians, or I don't know, Filipinos. Filipinos and Russians. Are Russians going to respond differently to certain things than the Filipinos? Yes, they will. The Russians are kind of militaristic and aggressive, and the Filipinos are tough, but they're probably a little bit more. The whole military thing is a bigger deal, I think, in Russia. The Filipinos kind of are buddies with the United States, those natural alliances and things. So, anyway, leave me your thoughts and comments below. Talk to you soon. Thanks.